Not yet.
We're second to officially, according to my yard.
I guess we're gonna start. Come to order. Join Jack in the flag salute.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Deere.
Here.
Cook.
Here.
Sowers.
Here.
Elum.
Yep.
Scecc.
Here.
Williams.
Here.
All right.
I move we approve the agenda as printed.
I'll second it.
Motion on the table
Seconded.
with a second that the agenda be approved as written. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Perfect, thank you. Public hearings, we have no public hearings that I know about. We're going to have, it appears. All right, moving on to important correspondence. We have a letter from Martinson requesting relief for a water leak that was discovered and has been repaired. And a letter from Ed Patty for the same thing. Ed Patty lives down around Cleveland Street?
Yeah.
Avenue, excuse
Yes. And it was one of the, railroad cars, the
Yeah.
cabooses that have the,
me. Okay. Can I have the,
I'll make a motion to give relief to Matt and Leon Martinson and Mr. Patter.
Second.
moved and seconded that Mr. Matt Martinson and Mr. Ed Patty get relief from their water leak?
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Did they repair it, timely fashion and everything?
Well, the cabooses I just shut off. It took them quite a while because there was a
Okay.
lot of damage in there. And I think Tom had his fixed shortly.
Okay.
For real meters. Yeah.
Sorry.
So it's okay.
I think somebody, because they're not living over there, somebody drove by or walked by the trail or something and saw water running out of the caboose.
Oh,
yeah.
Never a good thing.
that's what all that activity was over there the other day for.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a motion on the table, I think.
And seconded.
And a second?
Yeah.
All those in favor of that motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Aaron's not coming tonight?
I don't know.
Oh.
He didn't say.
Hate that door locked when he gets here. People, hey, people,
No people.
minutes of the minutes of the previous meeting.
I make a motion we accept the minutes from the last meeting.
Second.
Moved and seconded that the minutes from the previous meeting be accepted as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Aaron? Motion carries, thank you. Reports, Scott.
The park's mowed again and all weeded. I think the front yard started to look pretty good. All the ditches are healing up and sprinkler system seems to be working well. And the bathrooms are all de-winterized, nothing got broke over the winter. And I'll need some help putting the panels up, but the first rental isn't scheduled till the 22nd of June, so just sometime before then.
Or when you want to do it.
We can do it on a Friday
You
one.
want to do it on a Friday? Okay.
When it gets a little closer, because the longer they're up, the more
Okay.
apt they are to get damaged. And wells are pumping continuously. We've pumped 10 acre-feet so far, and the water level in the wells is at 16 feet, and that's a foot lower than it's ever been,
Oh,
even in August.
that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
So it might be true what they're trying to tell us.
It's gonna be a great summer.
Well, Kethless is a long ways from being Close to full. It's
Yeah.
what, 20 feet down yet?
Yeah,
Well, Elum is way down.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, they're already pulling out of there.
The canal's full.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so if we get to the low level switch, they'll shut off. We just keep pumping on if we can. Try to get our water in.
Yep. Okay, thank you. Dora,
I have nothing.
Mr. Fire Chief.
Mayor and council, it's been kind of a slow month so far, so we've had 2 calls for service. So far this month, one the EMS call and one a fire call that actually was yesterday over at Clem. I was in a truck car to help them. They're doing some mattress and some contents inside the residence. I was at work, so I was not on the scene. So we've had 1 training for auto extraction so far this month. Probably going to have 2 more trainings of hose evolutions and some of that. We're stepping that up a little bit. The weather's nicer, and I've been requested to step that up by some members. So we'll work on that, and our next meeting we're going to have go over our making sure they're filling out their attendance for calls and that to make sure that we're getting the information back to the council. So,
Well, and it's important
and it is.
for their pensions.
So we'll be working on that the next
So
meeting.
we're just looking out for them.
I understand, and we appreciate that. And that's all I have to say.
All right, thanks, Lee. No police report. Aaron?
Thing two, no report.
How's the drive?
Driving pretty good.
Slow.
Accident around his squat.
Oh,
Slow things down a little bit.
Nothing abnormal. Let's see here. Planning Commission minutes are in front of you. Ms. Geiger met with the Planning Commission to discuss the comp plan, update the commerce process, updates for the development plan, and scheduling for the public meeting.
How many people we have on the planning
We're
commission?
short 2.
We need 2 more,
Yeah.
Ditsworth and Julie and
1, 2,
Jeff.
3, 4. There's Mary and Julie
Okay.
and Jeff and Tony.
Okay.
There's usually 6. I'm missing Sally and your bride.
So do they have to have a minimum
In the school
number
year
to
one.
have?
what's your name over here now?
Mary, yeah, she said that.
So, okay, it sounds like, you haven't scheduled the public meeting for those
Yeah.
processes yet, but it's on the,
There'll be the first and second council meetings in June. And then we'll have to have a special meeting after the 25th, because we can adopt on the 25th, the comp plan. So we'll have to have a special meeting to get that adopted.
so the public hearing will be here
Be here
for 2 meetings, and then a
June.
special meeting, one after that, that will have to be at.
just adopt, yeah,
Yeah.
that's all it will be, is just adoption.
Okay,
Is it gonna be the week of that, the 25th, somewhere there?
Mhm.
Okay, I won't be here.
Yeah.
25th of
June? Yeah.
that's a long ways away. I don't know.
And I know I'm not gonna be here because I've already got reservations.
Risk of sounding.
This takes precedence. Can't.
I have
That's not what my wife said.
nothing.
That is worth it.
Do I? No. Starting to sound like my mother-in-law. Anybody from the council have anything to bring up? Discuss? Suggest?
Not yet.
Okay, fine, gone. Any other reports? Lynn?
I'll move that claims against the town be allowed, the checks drawn on the town treasury for the same. Didn't he say claims?
Yeah,
Actually,
Lynn.
It's okay,
it's okay,
it's okay,
it's okay.
All
I'll
sounds the
second it.
same.
it's okay. Moved and seconded that we pay the bills, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Maybe I'll-
Great, thank you.
well done.
Yes,
Well
we are.
done.
What exactly is going on up here, Clown River? What are they doing? They gonna build a temporary bridge through there? Yeah?
I understand they're gonna be doing a lot of them, just like they did down here,
Yeah.
so that they can keep two lanes flowing while they rebuild bridges.
Are they not gonna, when they rebuild them, are they gonna rebuild them for 3 lanes?
Not at this time, though.
Really?
That's what I'm told.
What a sad situation.
A lot of money.
According to the governor, that's not a problem. Like,
I heard they,
Just leave the temporary bridge in there and split it down the middle.
I heard they bit the bullet and they're gonna build a new bridge over, what is it, the Raging River on 18?
yeah.
They're building a new bridge there.
It'll make 18 a nice drive.
A lot of surveys going on all along this road.
Okay, thank you.
I thought they were gonna build 3 lanes.
Unfinished.
They're going to eventually,
Yeah, they said that they're gonna build
just
3
not at
lanes
this
all the
time,
way to,
at that point.
Ellenburg, rather, is what I heard.
We need to get
They're
rid of all the
looking-
focil fuels first. Green energy by 2040.
We'll hang glide across the Cascade.
We just will wait for the transporter.
Yeah.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah.
That would be about 15, 10 to 15 years, I said.
Well, I ain't gonna worry about it.
Maybe.
No, your bus driving career may be over by then.
I'm sure it will be, yeah.
All right, unfinished business, nuisance letters are ongoing. Short-term rentals. We have the city of Roslyn's Dealey, plus a short-term rental permit inspection checklist. Holy mackerel,
Yeah,
pages long.
Tell them what you found out.
I think, it's actually pretty simple. Right now, the permit fees are $250 in Roslyn. Inspection fees are $75 and the business license is $50, but I think all that's gonna be going up here sometime, I don't know when. So when we do figure this out, I don't know, we should just be above those somewhere.
What our thoughts were here by providing everybody a copy of this is to give you a couple weeks to read through it, look at it, mark it up, come up with any questions you might have. So at our next meeting, we can actually move forward on this and make any changes if any are required. And if we're all in agreement that this is pretty close to what we want, we would take the next step and turn it into a ordinance for the town. I don't know who's all gonna be involved in that.
That'd probably be me.
That'd be you, but, yeah.
I think the off-street parking, I think we're gonna have a tough time with that one. I mean, it
Well, I would
calls,
imagine Roslyn has a tough time with that one.
yeah, I bet they do.
But they still require it.
Yeah, cause if you rent 2 bedrooms out, you gotta have 2 off-street parking
Per.
besides the 2 for the residents.
Yeah.
So you gotta have, like you said, 4.
4. I read through it and I looked at it pretty close. In fact, I read it a couple different times to make sure I didn't miss anything. And to be quite honest with you, there's not a whole lot in here that I would recommend we change.
No, not really, just names.
It's really close to what we need.
You know, the commercial part of it, we don't have a lot of
Yeah,
commercial areas, so.
no, yeah. But for the rest of it, it's
Yeah.
pretty much spot on.
It's pretty
Take a
simple.
look at
really.
it, come up with your own opinion, and,
How much did they give you to say that?
I'm sorry, what?
How much did they give you to say that?
I have not gotten anything yet. I'm
Boy.
looking forward to even less, so.
So even the parking thing you think is okay?
Well, I don't,
Where is the parking part in it?
Oh, there's,
No, not on the checklist though.
no, that's,
There's one thing.
that's just how you accumulate your points.
And what do the points tell you?
If you get the rental or not.
You got 25 or more, you don't get it.
I see.
So a vacation rental doesn't necessarily have to be the whole house.
No, no bedroom,
Really?
yeah. Just a bedroom.
So
Give
you
me
could
a
have, you
bathroom
could
or
invite
something.
people to come stay your home, and you don't
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
to make
and
money.
have them
We
pay
could
for
put
it.
a ladder up on the garage roof and they could go up there and go in the window.
Yeah.
Would you be invited to the parties?
Boy,
Yeah, you can make
I
money, Jim.
guess I didn't know that. Okay, so we'll go with that.
So, I looked through that,
Getting,
that checklist part.
Yeah,
I don't know if you probably haven't had a chance to see it yet, but way at the back page, means of egress and fire protection. It's calling out to make sure there's the proper smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors and all that stuff.
so that would be the fire department's
Yeah,
deal.
but it's in here to,
No, that would be the building inspector, or whoever inspects it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who does that up there?
Probably Michelle.
Huh.
is that our building inspector? Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
so she would be doing the same thing.
Yeah, it's just all your health and safety stuff.
Yeah. So they did seem to have done a pretty fair job of laying everything out,
Huh.
so.
So along with this, then we'll have to amend our rate and fee schedule ordinance to include this.
Mhm. Just a resolution on it.
And when I was,
How many or how much activity is there in Roslyn with vacation rentals? Did you find out?
Oh.
There's quite a bit.
Is
there is, Michelle told me, but I couldn't remember how many places there were. And you know, they call for an up-to-date certificate of annual inspections. You know, I would say that would be the minimum, maybe biannual even would be, just to keep them toe the mark.
Honest.
Yep,
So that should, or it has to come at some cost,
yeah.
each inspection, because it's times 50.
$75 for inspection fee.
Yeah, so what, two and a half for a license, a permit,
Right now,
plus another $150. Of course, I suppose they rent the things out for a fair amount,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the business license, you have to have a business license.
yeah. Well,
Do they put it under the conditional use permit?
I was just gonna ask that, but I don't think they said if they did that or not. If they did, I don't remember if you said that. That's what I was gonna ask, if it would be under the conditional use permit.
It should, because
I
that
think
way
it
it would
should.
notify the neighbors that what's going on.
Yeah,
Was that one of the requirements in there too? I can't remember. The-
I haven't
the
finished
neighbors-
reading it yet.
The neighbors have to be
I
notified.
company all night.
it's not quiet time from 10 o'clock to 7
I think
o'clock.
there's, yeah,
Yeah.
there's stuff like
When
that.
you dozed off, they're all right.
Unroll your rugs and take a nap.
Your rugs.
Well, that would also, the conditional use would also give us some leverage to deny it the next year
Yep.
too, if there's
Yeah.
a problem.
Yeah,
Don't
Yeah.
I remember some discussion about allowing that only in a commercial district? Didn't I remember that from somewhere, or somebody did that?
Oh, the short-term rentals or?
Yeah,
Well, they have it in here, it's both, in residential and
Okay.
commercial, and there's a couple of different, requirements for the commercial. I can't remember off the top of my head what it was, I just glanced at it.
Would this fall under the hotel motel taxation?
I don't know if it falls under, it would just, Department of Revenue for sure, they'd have to claim, report that.
The legislature actually just passed a new law for short-term rentals that I think addresses taxes. So
Oh,
I've
okay.
not reviewed the whole
Where-
thing, but I know
Where
that,
it goes. If
yeah,
it goes hotel motel, if it goes.
yeah, and or how it's supposed to work. I haven't read through the whole thing, but I did see that they passed that.
think they actually had, make sure all your, financial information, and everything was
It also says in here under
Up to date on
conditions of
time.
approval, that an update when they're talking about the property owner and it actually he will maintain a file at City Hall. It also says that they will give their neighbors, all property owners within 100 feet of the site on which a short-term rental is located, applicants shall send a self-addressed envelope to the neighbors on all sides to let them know
Oh,
that there's a problem according to this. It's under section C.
Well, they can't come back and say we weren't told.
That's right.
yeah,
That's kind of a two-way deal.
and historically, that's what happens. Oh,
Yeah.
didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, wait a minute, you got a registered letter.
Yeah,
Somebody signed for it at your house.
Yeah.
all right. So far, so good. Good work. Thank you.
Good job.
a lot of stuff going in there getting that.
We'll come back ready to do business. All right, any other unfinished business? No other unfinished business, any new business?
Did you get your thumb drive with the,
Oh. I guess we'll start on this now. At some point, thank you folks who filed last week.
Say what?
Thank you for filing for
Oh,
consul position.
well, I know I did, and
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, thank you.
are you,
You don't read the paper?
well, I haven't got it yet.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Something along that lines.
You're off the hook.
Dora
on it?
is probably looking at a little over 3 years.
A little in there.
And Scott's looking right at 4.
Now, we've talked about this in the past.
So we're gonna have to get off of the thing that we sit on and make some plans here. Cause there's gonna be a period of time there before everything changes. The new have to get broken in.
Acclimated.
Yes. So, to that end, Mr. Allenbaugh, Mr. Sowers, who are on the personnel committee,
Uh-oh.
see?
Yep.
And I wouldn't mind being included in that, a meeting or two. Should start in on that and see what kind of a transition that we're able to perform.
So,
I don't know how that's gonna work. I got,
how'd you start that process?
come up with a plan, a secession plan, like we need to essentially get somebody in here.
I get that part.
Okay,
So I guess what I'm thinking about is, to start the process, you have to have somebody to start it with. Right?
yeah, well, yeah,
now you look at what we've got for the interviews and whatnot, update everything like that, so that you're at least ready to start that.
yeah. And then we have to be prepared to hire somebody
Look at the
a
budget.
year or so ahead of time.
We have to have money set aside to
Oh.
allow for that.
And we've talked about that.
Yep. Did we not already start that?
So.
You don't think she's gonna wait till last minute?
Well, she's not gonna go 3.5, a little under 3.5.
And depending on circumstances, you know, that part of it is okay, but you gotta start advertising for people ahead of that.
Oh, yeah, I got that part.
So we're not really looking at a little over 3 years and 4 years, we're looking at something about
Within
like
the next,
a
probably.
year and a half and
Yeah, 18 months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to
Because
start
we've
that
got training
process.
time and all that stuff
Yeah.
you gotta work through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott said he'd be lucky to teach him everything he knows in 2
Where's
years.
Steve? They gotta be as smart as.
Did you say that?
I'm 21 years old, so we'll stay here for 30 years.
I think I might have to go to some kind of class to, much of a teacher.
Oh, okay.
Patience are a
I'm
little
more of a
thin.
shower.
I get that part.
And then I tell them I just showed you.
Yeah.
Remember though, you're gonna be a couple years older and
Yeah.
you're gonna mellow a little bit.
Yeah.
We won't let you turn into Jack.
Anyway, I
Old
thought I
habits
better
die
throw
hard.
that out, and we better get
The
prepared for that.
prospect of
because
retiring will ease the pain.
A year and a half isn't,
What kind
I
of
think that's very prudent.
water
Something that we-
certification you gotta
We've
have?
kicked it around
Water
here
distribution
before.
manager level 2
But I think it's actually
and a
time to
CDL.
start.
we need to have it on paper, and all we need to do is push the button and start the process.
Yeah, I agree with that.
CDL's a big one, you know.
It's about $5,000.
So, yeah, and if they don't have one, it's, I don't know how long that school is, 6, 8 weeks.
Do they actually charge for that now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Big.
Maybe I shouldn't have gave mine up.
That's right. I didn't give
Or maybe I should have.
You could've been hauling containers down I-90.
Yeah.
Who's gonna do that?
They have to be
Could've been left out.
employed
He
for
wouldn't have
a
gave his
full
CDL
year
up.
before they can even test
No.
for a water distribution level 1. And after 2 years, they can test for a 2.
I think that's probably gonna be the hard part of it, isn't it?
So,
Well, I mean, finding someone with those certificates.
Well, they probably won't. You know, I don't think
Yeah.
you're gonna find somebody with
No,
those
I
in a
doubt it.
CDL and
finding the right
You
combination
need to have
of a
it.
person that would be willing to
Has the
Put
attitude
in
that
the
wants to
time
learn
and-
that.
learn it
Yeah.
and pass those tests.
Yeah.
and a
Like-
cross-connection control specialist, you
Yeah.
have that certification too. It's-
Yeah.
There's a kid that lives in Elum.
Oh, Scott's neighbor?
Kinda, yeah.
Anyway, so
Okay.
you guys can start that.
So, yeah, it sounds
Still
like-
retired.
And they gotta be a welder and a fabricator and a mechanic.
Oh, that's very helpful.
Yes.
And it'll help if they can talk
And a cheery
Chainsaws.
disposition.
If they get what?
if they can talk chainsaws.
You have to have one
That'd
of
be
those.
good.
Competition chainsaws.
Oh, yeah.
Have to have one of those terrifying things in their garage.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, that's more like it.
all right, anything else? Nothing else? Or adjourned?
It sounds like we can look at what it's gonna take to get Scott's position, because he might have 2 years.